All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakal Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so I got this article here, man. You see what it says, man. All right, it's titled Bill Gates Unveils Plan to Microchip All Babies Worldwide Before They Are Born. All right, now there's a prophecy in the scriptures, the holy scriptures, the holy Bible, all right, known as the mark of the beast, man. All right, now the mark of the beast, I tell you with great certainty, all right, and with great surety, all right, that it is the RFID microchip. All right, the mark of the beast is an actual physical, tangible thing that the elites want to implant under your skin. All right, all these false prophets will tell you that the mark of the beast is not a physical thing. They will tell you that it is a spiritual thing. No, the mark of the beast is a physical thing. And we went into this and broke it down many times. All right, the mark of the beast is a physical thing, man. All right, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, the digital chocolate chip that the elites want to implant under your skin. It's not a spiritual thing, man. It's not a spiritual thing, man. It's a physical thing. And those who take the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, all right, you are going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, thermonuclear destruction, all right? You're going to drown in the lake of fire, which is America being eradicated and swept off of this earth by thermonuclear destruction in this third world war, all right? That's the punishment for taking the MOTB, the mark of the beast. But let's read this article, man. All right, let's read this article. Bill Gates unveils plan to microchip all babies worldwide before they are born. All right, it says Bill Gates has declared that the CDC's childhood vaccine schedule, 72 shots and counting, isn't nearly. Imagine taking 72 shots, bro, as a child. You know how bugged out that baby gotta be, man? You know how bugged out somebody gotta be to grow up to be if you take 72 shots? Imagine that, bro. The hell you need 72 shots for, man? All right. Bill Gates has declared these devils, man. That's why these devils gotta go, bro. Bro, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah. I am of the elect. I get the honor, bro. I get the honor, man. To put these people in captivity, hardcore captivity, man. These damn devils, man. Esau, Edom. All right. Bill Gates has declared that the CDC's childhood vaccine schedule, 72 shots and counting, isn't nearly enough. Now he wants to go even further by injecting mRNA into babies before they are born. That's right, in the womb. All right. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video too, but let me read this article, man. All right. It says, if that doesn't set off alarm bells, especially after the deadly fallout of COVID vaccine rollout, all right, COVID vaccine rollout, it's time to look at what Gates is already doing in the developing world, because that's where the plan is perfected right now. Yeah, because he always going into other countries, all right, and using these people of other countries like India and Africa as test subjects. Why don't you use your own people as test subjects, man? All right, but the white man is the devil, man. All right. It says in countries like Kenya and India, Gates is backing programs that inject biometric ID systems, tying access to healthcare, education, communication, even food, to compliance with an expanding list of mandatory vaccines. That's crazy, man. All right. So you can't get healthcare, education, all right, communication, even food, all right, unless you comply, man. And that's how it's going to be when the MOTB, all right, the mark of the beast is made mandatory, man. You're gonna be pushed out of society. But we don't give a damn. We're not part of the society anyway. As of right now, we're not part of the society. We're not of this world. We're already not of this world, man. But a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I want to be able to go to the store and to the mall and to the bars and the clubs and be able to still party still and do things. And all right, so they're going to take that. They're going to take the MOTB, man. They're going to take the mark of the beast. All right? Because they're brainwashed dead sheep, man. They don't know what's going on. And then they're going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right? It says these aren't public health measures. They're systems of control disguised as humanitarian aid. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right. It says and suddenly what the so-called fact checkers have been dismissing as conspiracy theory just became conspiracy fact. Well, the true prophets of the Lord been telling you, man. All right. The Lord rose up the true prophets in the 60s, man, with Abba Bivens, starting with Abba Bivens, man. All right, what's been tested on that vulnerable day, it's being quietly prepared for the rest of us now. All right, and once the system is locked in, you and your child are next. All right, it says they're giving themselves 20 years. All right, which we probably don't even have that long. All right, them nuclear missiles are probably going to fly way before that, man. All right, they have given themselves 20 years. All right, that's the timeline the Gates Foundation has set for completing what many are now calling the final phase of the globalist agenda. All right, and that's really to bring in that MOTB. All right, a worldwide. That's basically the last major prophecy we have left. All right, before those nuclear missiles are shot off, because that's also prophecy. All right, the MOTB, and then the nuclear missiles flying. All right, America being destroyed. All right, a worldwide rollout of mandatory vaccines, biometric digital IDs, and surveillance infrastructure so invasive it make Orwell look like an optimist, and it doesn't stop at the living. All right. According to Bill Gates himself, the future of public health includes forced vaccinating unborn children. How you that much of a damn devil, right? How you that much of a how you that much of a devil that you wanna vaccinate people before they're even born? Why, when they're still in the womb, man? You wanna vaccinate them, man? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. All right. According to Bill Gates himself, the future of public health includes force vaccinating unborn children. All right. Injecting mRNA technology in the womb and embedding microchips that will link directly to a child's digital identity the moment they're born. That's insane, bro. That is insane. All right, no consent, no choice, just the click of a button and you're in the system forever. All right, this isn't speculation, this is their blueprint, their mission, and in the words of the Gates Foundation's own internal slogan for this phase, just keep going. All right. All right, the elites got an agenda, man, and they use lower elites like this, like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. All right, they're really getting their strings pulled, man. All right. It says because that's exactly what they plan to do until humanity has nowhere left to hide. All right. It's gonna be good to watch this man fall for real, bro. All right. It says in a recent press release, the Gates Foundation announced the dystopian plan to vaccinate babies in utero while lauding the work of Dr. Shabir Mahdi, All right, a South African vaccinologist now developing what Gates is calling the new frontier in immunization. All right, maternal vaccine shots given to babies in the womb. All right, I want to play this video, but there's many parts that I like to get. All right, I'll play this part real quick because they was going into something. Let's see. Let me see if I get this video to play real quick.
Go ahead and experiment with the gel, the nanolipid particle. That it's inside, it's a drug delivery like they say they're doing here. But he says this in his research. He says, since it's already in there, we decided to go ahead and experiment with these people and test it out for surveillance and predictive policing. That means, just like I was telling you from my meetings, it is to spy on them, gather all the data from the biosensors, and accumulate to a supercomputer, the AI program.
Yeah, let me say something. When all right, all the chips, all the chips that people receive, all the microchips, all right, that the ones that take the microchip, all right, all that data and everything you do, all right, is all gonna report back to a supercomputer, man. Every single microchip on Earth, all right, is gonna report back to its supercomputer. All that information, everything you do, man, and they're gonna literally know everything about you, man. All right, know your whereabouts in real time, what you have done, what you've ate, what you thought. All right.
They have, and then do predict, meaning they're going to analyze. Supercomputer will analyze it to see if you're a good or bad person, and then if you're not a good person on their narrative, you get reprimanded somehow. They didn't say how, and so if you're not getting the shot, you get locked out of the system. So just recently in Nigeria, which is part of Bill Gates' program, 73 million would not get the shot. They cut them all off from their SIM cards and their cell phones.
Yeah, complete control, man. Complete control. All right, and that's how it is going to be. All right, when people reject the MOTB. All right, and even ones that do take it, man. All right, if you don't comply, they gonna shut that thing off, man. All right.
So wow. Here you see their plan there, and so people tell me, oh, it's just Africa. Well, we should care first. You got to care about your brothers and sisters around the world. And then Bill Gates said once it's perfected there, they plan all developed nations will get this. And this is not just him, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, Davos, all these people, they're talking about not just 2030, but 2027. They increased their deadline here to get every human on this planet connected via Wi-Fi. Their body will be a walking Wi-Fi computer and connected all the time. And this is why I'm warning everybody. I'm telling them they're not telling you the truth. This is a human rights issue. To me, it's a human trafficking issue, and just goes against everything I believe in.
The link between the global control grid and the digital ID rollout.
Let me see if I could get it right here. Hold on a sec. They were saying something else too.
Gates is now pushing for biometric digital ID, microchips directly into the baby. Let that sink in. A child still in the womb, marked, tagged with a digital identifier that links to a centralized system. Surveillance from before birth. Control from day zero. Now, if you think this sounds too wild to be true, you should know that he's already been caught doing it. For years, Gates has treated the developing world as his personal lab, testing grounds for high-risk pharmaceuticals, vaccine trials, biometric ID programs on the poorest and most vulnerable. And he's not hiding it. Gates himself admitted on camera that he sees India as a testbed to trial new biomedical technologies.
And it's kind of a laboratory to try things that then, once you prove them out in India, you can take to other places. And so our biggest non-US office for the foundation is in India, and then most number of pilot rollout things we're doing anywhere in the world are with partners in India.
But as dark as his track record in India is, it doesn't compare to what he's doing in Kenya as we speak. In Kenya, the agenda has evolved. It's no longer just about vaccines or disease prevention, it's about digital population control. Partnering with NGOs and health ministries, Gates is backing programs that implant biometric ID systems, tying individuals' access to healthcare, education, and even food to whether they're compliant with a growing list of biomedical requirements.
Hold up, Kenya's trying to do what now? I mean, I read this in a book once and it didn't turn out too well. Check this out.
Now, let me just put it blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body. Think about that. But have a listen to this.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December we will be able to launch digital ID, where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic or otherwise as an ID. They should be able to be identified digitally.
We're taking things that are genetically modified organisms and we're injecting them into little kids' arms.
They're calling it public infrastructure in their carefully worded press releases.
All right, let me pause it right there. But you see what's going on, man. All right, you see what's going on, man. Let me read a little bit more of this article. All right, this is a lot. All right, you got microchips, biochip sensors. All right, biometric sensors, digital ID. All right, come on, man. All right, says the promo video doesn't spell it out. It's vague, polished and sanitized for public consumption, but dig a little deeper on the Gates Foundation website and you'll find it. The first so-called intervention in their roadmap is nothing short of a dystopian. All right. It says this is where it gets really dark, because it's not just about injecting mRNA into unborn children. Bill Gates is now pushing for a biometric digital ID, microchip directly into the baby. All right. Let that sink in. A child still in the womb, marked, tagged with a digital identifier that links to a centralized system, surveillance from before birth control, from before birth control from day zero, man. All right. Yeah, what we're reading right now is what the dude was saying in the video. All right. It says, for years, Gates have treated the developing world as his personal lab testing grounds for high-risk pharmaceuticals, vaccine trials, biometric ID programs on the poorest and most vulnerable. All right. And he's not hiding it. Gates himself admitted on camera that he sees India as a test bed to trial new biomedical technologies. All right. Gates is backing programs that implant biometric ID systems, tying individuals' access to healthcare, education, and even food to whether they're compliant with a growing list of biomedical requirements. All right. So you see it, man. All right. You can read all this for yourself. Get into this article, man. All right. It says control the seeds, you control the food, you control the people. But Gates is not stopping at the farm. Now he's coming for children, and he's not just injecting them with synthetic mRNA. He's embedding the hardware of control directly into the human body. Microchips, biometric sensors, digital IDs. All right. You know, it says Bill Gates and his allies at the World Economic Forum were not joking when they said the unvaccinated would be excluded from society. That's how it is going to be when the mark of the beast is brought forth. All right. So therefore, a lot of people are going to line up because they're going to be like, oh, I want to eat. I want to still do things. I want to travel and, have fun and go to the clubs and, So they're going to take that chip, not knowing, like a dumbass. All right. And then next thing you know, they got a missile landing on them when that fire comes, man. All right, it says we already know who's behind it. Now we are going to explain. Now we are going to explain how they plan to trick parents into allowing microchips and digital ID systems to be implanted into their babies in the womb, all under the guise of health and safety. All right. And that's exactly what's coming, a dystopian society, man. All right, so you can read this for yourself, man. All right, it's not too much more. All right, it says from forced sterilizations to microchip IDs and predictive policing, the architecture of the new world order is being built in front of our eyes, brick by digital brick. Yeah, we're living in beautiful times, bro. Very, 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 very beautiful, prophetic, and dangerous times, man. All right, we're seeing it, bro. All right, we're seeing it, man. All right, we're seeing it, bro. All right, it says the link between the global control grid and the digital ID rollout can no longer be dismissed as a theory. Yeah, and you got people that still don't. I'm talking about in the truth, bro. You got Israelites bro. You got these other Israelite camps that teach that the mark of the beast is not. They bugged out for that, bro. They bugged out for that. You see, the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach in like manner, they have 100% truth, man. The mark of the beast is the RFID micro. How is it that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, and how is it that you got people outside of the truth who are not Israelites that can see it, but you got some Israelites that can't see it, bro? Some Israelite groups that can't see it. Come on, man. All right, it says the link between the global control grid and the digital ID rollout can no longer be dismissed as a theory. Come on, man. All right. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah, this lesson was edifying. All right, keeping y'all in the know, man, letting you know what's going on, man. All right, so with that being said, until the next one. Well, I want to say call halal yum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. All right, until the next one. Shalom, shalom.